day, something very peculiar happened.
This is one of
Then
the
one
most
day,
funny
something
ones I've ever seen.
peculiar
Stanley.
happened.
Something he would
Something
never
that
quite
changed
forget.
Stanley. Something
Why is
that
there a
he would
Mickey
never quite
Mouse
forget.
glove?
For nearly an hour, and he realized that not one.
Oh wait, I
single
forgot I had
order
that. Alright, I'm gonna add boosters. Here.
Okay.
Here.
What did I do?
All of
Okay.
his co-workers were gone.
All
What
of his
could it mean?
coworkers were gone.
Stanley
It's just
decided to
white.
go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
So I can now place.
Bro, what is this? Oh my god, I'm actually kind of scared. This is gonna trick my mind so much.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I didn't. I entered the door on
This
my
is gonna
right,
be
not my
really
left.
weird.
The correct way
Looking.
to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. Yes, truly a room worth admiring. But eager to
Okay,
get
so what I
back to
do is I
business,
raise this
Stanley
up,
took the first open door
click
on
on
his
that,
left.
and I click.
Sure, I'll
And so
actually.
he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
Oh my god, it's not failing. My grandma's gonna be happy.
I'm just not listening to this guy.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
So now I'll just make this a big bulky thing.
Here it's,
There we go.
left.
I made
No, it's
my crap the biggest. Alright, let's see. What else could I do to make this even better?
Oh, no, it's to the right, my mistake.
I literally said that.
No, not the right.
No
Why
proof.
would I have ever said it was to the right? What
You have
was I
absolutely
thinking?
no proof.
Dude,
It's
what
clearly-
is this game?
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
Brother, I'm gonna. Okay, this game's actually playing
So
me.
we went down,
This is like
right,
super luminal,
left,
dude.
Down, left, right.
Superliminal's fun.
Okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
I made my rocket ship best. I'm gonna take a picture of it. For you.
Oh dear, I'm scared.
No. This
Well,
isn't
it's-
right at all. You're not supposed to be here
it's just
yet.
a-
This is all a
it's just
spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close
Fully
your
completed
eyes.
now, so
Okay.
How do I close my eyes?
Just get back to,
you don't.
It's telling me to close my eyes. How do I do it?
Rubbish now. The
You
whole
don't.
story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander
Alright,
so
I'm
far
sending
off
you the
track.
final product.
Okay, from the top.
There's no way. That was cool. Back
I'm
from the
sending you
beginning.
the final
All
product.
Okay.
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the
It's
meeting room.
fully
Perhaps he had
finished. It's
simply missed a memo.
beautiful. No. I did not mean to do that. Frick you, game. I did not mean to do that.
Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be...
There we go.
Oh, did
Alright.
something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were
I'm
back
done.
in that room with all the
Yay.
monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on.
What do I name it? What do I
I'm
name the
asking
rocket
you. I'm the one who
ship?
wrote the story. It was right here just a minute
What do I name
ago.
the rocket ship?
I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's
Fraser, what do I name the
finished.
rocket ship?
Come, Stanley.
Uh-oh.
Let's find the story.
Fraser, can you hear me?
Yes. What?
What do I name the rocket ship?
Red Rocket.
It isn't red though.
C-U-M. Oh wait, no. C-U-M, but with like the dots, like Viper.
What?
C-U-M, but with like the dots, like Viper. Oh crap.
What are you on?
You know how like Team Viper is? And it,
I'll say it.
No.
This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before.
I'm gonna just name
just-
it Cum Blaster.
Do we need to restart the game again? Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not?
yo, like this guy keeps on restarting my game. Okay.
All of his
Oh yeah, perfect amount of
What did it
letters.
mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Yes, I want to fly this gummy ship. Oh my god, it's perfect.
Oh,
I'm happy
crap.
about it.
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be
I
remembering
sent you the
this
screenshot.
wrong.
Alright.
It's
Once I
possible
save.
the story is back
Okay.
where we just came from.
I gotta save real quick.
Why
I
don't we go
tabber.
back the other direction and see if
Oh
we
my
missed
god, I can't
anything?
hear. I hate Mondays. Same, brother. Chat, how do I do this? Stanley Parable. Surname access. Oh! Was I supposed to do that? What does that say? Fuel. Real. Be my Valentine. Okay. I'm just pressing buttons at this point. Hey, pal. Okay, I'm just turning off all the PCs. What? Why? Okay, I don't know what I'm doing. This is actually kind of scaring me. What do I do?
Aha! I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
Oh dear,
No, wait. Never mind. Not the story. Okay, let's head back the other way and retrace our steps.
I'm gonna get lost. I know I am. Oh dear. Oh crap. Yeah, this is. Oh dear.
Now this... Well, I'll be honest. I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct? Do you remember, Stanley? Well, do you know what? Since I've completely forgotten what we were
Okay.
supposed to be doing, how about this? You win!
I win.
Congratulations! I
Yo,
know you
what?
put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off. So, good job.
What?
Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We both know you didn't put in any actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations.
I don't
Okay?
know what I'm
I'm
doing.
getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time.
Yo-
I have to restart.
Was it? Okay. Never the end is never it.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
Not that simple. I don't know where I'm going. Where's the line? That doesn't look like a line. I'm gonna go this way. No, not the right way. But I think that is the right way. Yeah, this is the right way, guys.
No, I'm down. We're leaving it up to the line from now on.
But it's not the... Where's the line? Where's the line, guys? I don't see no... Oh, it's locked. That's also locked. Okay. I'm gonna... Okay. Locked. Locked. I'm gonna do something. Why am I just hearing typing? Okay. I'm just able to turn on and off PCs. But what if I don't want to go that way? This guy was playing some solitaire. I think he got bored. Oh, I'm trying to find... I'm gonna lose my mind, I swear.
You see?
Okay.
The line knows where the story is. It's over in this direction. Onward,
Yeah.
Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, Is
Where's
the
the
story
line?
of no destination
Guys, I don't see
still
no
a
line.
story?
I don't see no
Simply by
line.
the
Where
act
do I
of
go?
moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can
Yes.
both agree that the nature of existence is, in fact, a byproduct
Yep.
of one's subjective experience of
Wait a
that
minute.
existence, right?
What?
Okay. Now, if my experience
just-
of your existence rests inside of your subjective
Yo-
experience of this office, is this office, in fact,
What
a skeleton of my own relative
Yo, this is freaking
experiential
me out. What
mental
the heck?
subjective construct? Whoa. Hang on. That got a
What?
bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure where I was going with all that. You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the mood.
This is so superluminal, dude.
Cut the music, go back and look at that fern. Stanley,
What's up?
this fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study
fern?
it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
What the heck is the fern? Alexa, define fern. Okay. Wait a minute. That's real time. Oh my god. Oh wait, no, it's not. It's 12:31.
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No. Line, you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right? The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I'm gonna break this lock, I swear. Let me in! It's gonna let me in eventually. Okay, never mind. Wait a minute, I can go through here. What the actual flip, dude? This is freaking me.
Oh, no, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we'd been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
Yo.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget the adventure line. What's it ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious. This all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction? Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything. What do you want our story to be? Go wild. Use your imagination. Whatever it might be, Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Yeah. This is so confusing. Yeah. Okay. It just changes. Okay, this is so weird, dude.
Oh, no, not you again.
What
Stanley,
the...
I'd also like to veto the line from having any role in our awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Bro, the line is like a monster. Oh dear.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute. Okay, so I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that means that our
what's this game called? It's called the Stanley Parable. This is actually really fun. It's like superluminal.
Right,
it's really weird.
Taking the right door lead us to where we're going. And since the answer is clearly yes,
I'm getting dizzy. I'm going the other way.
The door on the right is the correct one. Another victory for logic. Come, Stanley. Our destiny awaits.
But I want to go left. Oh, what? What if I... Please don't close on me. Please do not close on me.
Hold up, what's this?
Can you get it on PC? Yes, you can get on PC.
The confusion ending.
The confusion...
You're telling me
deviate
that's what
from
this is?
End up
it's
in
all one giant ending.
What?
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes?
Okay, I just took a screenshot.
Determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
You're gonna do it.
And the timer stopped.
What the flip?
Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever
Well, no,
it is
don't
that
break the
made
cycle.
this
I
schedule?
wanted to actually see if I could get the ending.
How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait. You know, I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story. Wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination. So I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we?
The office is now a dead end.
Well,
okay, I saw the word What? What's the objective of the game? I'm not very sure yet. The Stanley Parable, there's this guy that's narrating a story that I'm apparently a character in his story, and he's like getting mixed up with the story because of my actions that I'm doing inside of the game. And I think that I'm kind of...
co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Okay, he's done this like 4
Stanley
times.
He
just restarted the game.
He had simply missed a memo.
But that's a part of the game. So I'm trying to figure out... Okay, I'm just doing this for no... Wait a minute. Oh, wait. It's been a different monitor every single time. Awaiting input. Input received. But... Okay. I just put in a random number. Okay. I don't know how to speak now. Okay, this game will confuse you, so if you have like a really sensitive brain, do not be in this.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
I did, but I want to go right. Should I go left or right? Have you ever played Portal? Yes, I've played that on my Xbox 360. I've played Portal and Portal 2. They are the best game. That's the best puzzle game I've ever played. I love Portal. Right? Choose right? Okay.
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Sure.
Wow. Yes.
Okay, I've already done this.
What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous, gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this
Coffee
ruin
nut?
was now too
What?
horrible even to consider.
What? Coffee nut. Fuel. For real.
But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left. And so he detoured through the maintenance
I've already went
section,
that way, so
walked
I'm
straight
gonna try
ahead
out.
to the
Try
opposite
a different
door
way.
and got back on track. Yet there was not a single person here either.
Tips for not getting
Feeling a
fired.
wave
Talk
of
less, do
disbelief,
unbelievably
Stanley
amazing work all the
decided to
time
go
every
up
day
to his
with no
boss's
expectation
office,
of
hoping he might find an answer
Hey,
there.
I'm trying to learn stuff here. Take it out passive aggressively at other coworkers, resent coworkers that are serving you poor. Can you let me read? Make sure that your side is a slick blue rabbit in the header in order to throw some Babylon on the text. Okay, whatever.
Coming to a
Are you
staircase,
sad that TikTok got
Stanley
banned?
walked upstairs
Yeah, a
to
little
his
bit.
boss's office.
Upstairs? Okay. You know, I'm just gonna listen to the guy now, because I'm trying to... What the... You see what I mean? Like, here's this, and then we got romantic fancy mansion. Like, what? Do I go right or left? Really old computer. What is that? The beige pages? Wow. This game is really good at detailing. What? That's the... What in the... Is that guy putting a gun to a panda's head? It's called business strategy. I'm not sad because TikTok had some very disturbing and a lot of inappropriate... Yeah, okay. So he actually exposed it, yeah. That I'm on... I have a Oh, I have a cursor. No, I'm not going. What is that? I actually don't like TikTok. I'm not
Staring
allowed to
into his
have
manager's
TikTok.
office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life.
It's a Chinese spy
Shocked,
network. I'm just gonna say that.
unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief
there's
who
gotta be a passcode.
orchestrated this. What
gotta be a
dark
passcode.
secret was being held from him?
There's gotta
What
be a
he could
passcode
not
somewhere.
have
Gotta find
known
it.
was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of
2845.
course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, you just told me, dummy.
Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code.
Now I'm
by
furious
sheer
that CapCut
luck.
got banned because
Amazing.
that like
He
mobile
stepped
editing.
into the
Yes,
newly
that's what I
opened
used. I
passageway.
used that for like videos on my YouTube channel, which is what you're on right now. Make sure to subscribe. I'm not going into the void. I'm scared. Dude, I need a flashlight. What the heck? Oh my gosh. I'm just gonna press down, I guess. What the? Oh, yay, light. Okay, this game is crazy, dude. This is, like, really cool. Because I've played Super Luminal. Look it up. It's
Descending
on
deeper into the
PlayStation
building,
and Xbox
Stanley
PC.
realized he
It's
felt a bit
really fun.
peculiar.
It is
It
the, like,
was a
most
stirring of emotion in his
perspective
chest,
game
as
ever.
though he felt more free
It
to
uses
think for
so much
himself,
on perspective.
to
It's
question
so
the
fun.
nature of his job. Why
But
did he feel this now?
Have
when
you
for
ever
years
played
it had
Arizona
never occurred to
Suns?
him? This question would not go unanswered
no.
for long.
What the? Some sparked behind me.
Stanley
never-
walked straight ahead through the large door that read
Mind control
facility.
I do want to take control of my mind, but I feel like if I want to try to escape, the mind control is going to take control of me. Okay, I'm just going to go here. It is so dark, dude. This is so intimidating. What is that? What does it sound? It's like the most realistic first-person shooter VR game. No, I don't have a VR, but I would get. Okay, should I press the button? Should I press the button, chat? It's a big light bulb. Should I press it? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. It's really difficult. It's a really difficult decision. Should I press a button? Should I press a button? I don't know. I don't know. What if I just wait here? Pressing my little key thingy. Interact. Okay. Simplify controls. Should I press it? I don't know. I'm present. Whatever.
The lights
Whoa.
rose on an enormous room packed with
Wait a
television
minute.
screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
I definitely have the strength to find out.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed.
Holy crap.
Each bore the number of an employee
Whoa.
in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
What is that one? Fired? What in the world is going on? There's one right there I'm looking straight dead at. It doesn't change. They're trying to make you quit for real. Yes. Yes. Sorry. This is their... Okay. I'm good. Okay. I'm gonna play for like 30 more minutes and I'm gonna get off. Okay, this is so weird. What the heck?
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly?
Yes.
No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Facility power. I really like making music with this. What the? What is that? No, I'm going down there. What is that? Let me around, let me around. What the heck? Okay, that's actually kind of cool looking. I don't know what it's for, but it's cool. Big red button. Big white button. It just says five. Wait, oh, there's more. Oh, I would have to. Mind control idle, waiting input. Bro, this is so weird, dude.
And when at
System
last
power.
he found the source of the room's power... Oh, Stanley, you didn't just activate the controls, did you? After they kept you enslaved all these years, you go and you try to take control of the machine for yourself. Is that what you wanted? Control? Oh, Stanley, I applaud your effort, I really do. But you need to understand, there's only so much that machine can do. You were supposed to let it go, turn the controls off, and leave. If you want to throw my story off track, you're going to have to do much better than that. I'm afraid you don't have nearly the power you think you do. For example, and I believe you'll find this pertinent, Stanley suddenly realized he had just initiated the network's emergency detonation system. In the event that this machine is activated without proper DNA identification, nuclear detonators are said to explode, eliminating the entire complex. How long until detonation then? let's say, 2 minutes. Ah, now this is making things a little more fun, isn't it, Stanley?
Oh, dear.
It's your time to shine. You are the star. It's your story now. Shape it to your heart's desires. Oh, this is much better than what I had in mind. What a shame we have so little time left to enjoy it. Mere moments until the bomb goes off. But what precious moments each one of them is. More time to talk about you, about me, where we're going, what all this means. I barely know where to start.
What? Wait, do I have to go all the way from...
You'd like to know where
Dude,
your co-workers are?
What do I do?
A moment of solace before you're obliterated. All right, I'm in a good mood. You're gonna die anyway. I'll tell you exactly what happened to
3.
them. I erased them. I turned off the machine. I set you free. Of course, that was merely in this instance
5,
of the
1 to
story.
4, 3.
Sometimes when I tell it, I
2,
simply
1.
let you sit there in your office forever, pushing buttons endlessly and then dying alone. Other times, I let the office sink into the ground, swallowing everyone inside, or I let it burn to a crisp.
That's what I need to do.
This version of events has been rather
2.
amusing. Watching you try to make sense of everything and take back the control wrested away from you, it's quite rich. I almost hate to see it go. But I'm sure
3.
whatever I come up with on the next go-around will be even better. My goodness, only 34 seconds left. But I'm enjoying this so much. You know what? To hell with it. I'm going to put some extra time on the clock. Why not?
Thank
These
you.
are precious additional seconds, Stanley. Time doesn't grow on trees. Oh dear me, what's the matter, Stanley? Is it that you have no idea where you're going or what you're supposed to be doing right now?
5.
Or did you just assume when you saw that timer that something in this room was capable of turning it off? I mean, look at you. Running from button to button, screen to screen, clicking on every little thing in this room. These numbered buttons, no, these colored ones. Or maybe this big red button, or this door. Everything, anything, something here will save me. Why would you think that, Stanley? That this video game can be beaten? Won? Solved? Do you have any idea what your purpose in this place is?
It's to die.
Stanley,
That's what.
You're in for quite a disappointment. But here's a spoiler for you. That timer isn't a catalyst to keep the action moving along. It's just seconds ticking away to your death. You're only still playing instead of watching a cutscene because I want to watch you for every moment that you're powerless. To see you made humble. This is not a challenge. It's a tragedy. You wanted to control this world, that's fine. But I'm going to destroy it first, so you can't. Take a look at the clock, Stanley. That's 30 seconds you have left to struggle. 30 seconds until a big boom and then nothing. No ending here. Just you being blown to pieces.
How the flip am I supposed to do anything?
Or will you let it go peacefully? Another choice. Make it count. Or don't. It's all the same to me. All a part of the joke. And believe me, I will be laughing at every second of your inevitable life from the moment we fade in until the
3,
moment I say
2,
happily ever.
1. Do I restart? Oh my gosh, I think that was... Yo! Did I just restart the whole game?
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
This is so freaky. I can't tell if I restarted the game or this is a part of the game. Oh no, not.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
No, I didn't.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. "I'm dreaming!" he yelled. "This is all a dream." Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment and my wife and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
Dang.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella. Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
Okay. Weird. No, not again.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his... Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Money in the morning, money in the evening, money in for breakfast, money crisp.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number, 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. Although this passageway had the word Escape written on it, the truth was that at the end of this hall, Stanley would meet his violent death.
Really?
The door behind him was not shut. Stanley still had every opportunity to turn around and get back on track. At this point, Stanley was making a conscious, concerted effort to walk forward and willingly confront his death.
Still alive, pal.
As the machine whirred into motion and Stanley was inched closer and closer to his demise, he reflected that his life had been of no consequence whatsoever. Stanley can't see the bigger picture. He doesn't know the real story, trapped forever in his narrow vision of what this world is. Perhaps his death was of no great loss, like plucking the eyeballs from a blind man. And so he resigned and willingly accepted this violent end to his brief and shallow life. Farewell, Stanley.
Bye-bye.
"Farewell, Stanley," cried the narrator, as Stanley was led helplessly into the enormous metal jaws. In a single visceral instant, Stanley was obliterated as the machine crushed every bone in his body, killing him instantly. Or
that. The Stanley Parable.
And yet it would be just a few minutes before Stanley would restart the game, back in his office, as alive as ever. What exactly did the narrator think he was going to accomplish?
Hey, bub.
When every path you can walk has been created for you long in advance, death becomes meaningless, making life the same. Do you see now? Do you see that Stanley was already dead from the moment he hit start?
Wait a minute. Did I just beat the game? Hey. I wanted to press that button. To stay in the...
Oh, look at these two. How they wish to destroy one another. How they wish to control one another. How they both wish to be free. Can you see? Can you see how much they need one another? No, perhaps not. Sometimes these things cannot be seen.
This makes no
But
sense.
listen to me. You can still save these two. You can stop the program before they both fail. Turn off your PlayStation. There's no other way to beat this game. As long as you move forward, you'll be walking someone else's path. Stop now and it'll be your only true choice. Whatever you do, choose it. Don't let time choose for you. Don't let...
Well, I kind of had no choice. Can't jump. The end is never.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room to check on his co-workers. He
I'm
never
gonna do
functioned
exactly
well by
what he says this
himself
time.
and constantly needed support and guidance from others, so the thought of total solitude was terrifying to him. When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office. Hoping he might come to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take. Too much for any man. Stanley was in such a rush to get through the story as quickly as possible, he didn't even have a single minute to just let the narrator talk. That kind of anxiety isn't healthy, so he relaxed for a few moments with some calming New Age music. Feeling soothed and rejuvenated, Stanley calmly walked forward into the opened passageway. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility. The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
This is so confuzzling.
Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing. This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No, he refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never! It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
What now?
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes! He had won! He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him, for it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Beat the game? I beat the game? There's no way.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. That probably unlocked something. New content.
New content? What does that mean, new content?
Figure it out.
Hello, and thank you for playing the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe. As you may know, the Stanley Parable was a video game released in 2013 on home computers. After receiving critical and commercial success, it was expanded upon in 2022 with the Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, a reimagining of the game for consoles and home computers. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe features exciting new content that broadens and expands the world of the Stanley Parable, delighting audiences the world over. Please, step inside and see what thrilling new adventures await in The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe.
Oh, well, this sounds delightful. I'm very excited to see the thrilling new Ultra Deluxe content. Okay, so far it's an elevator. Nothing special yet, but I'm sure it's just the beginning of a mesmerizing adventure. Is it broken? What's going on here? Should we be moving somewhere or... Oh, there we go. All right, finally, at long last, it's on to the new content. I've never been more ready. Let's do it. I have to say, initial impressions of Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, mostly tedious. It's as if the... Oh, okay. Let's see the content. Give me the content, Stanley. All right, let's see. It's the jump circle. Is that it? Surely that's not all the new content. There has to be something else, right?
Yippee, I was able to jump.
Goodness, another elevator. Stanley, I have to say, initial impressions of this game are not positive. It's just elevators and jumping. Is this what passes for exciting new content? If this is new content, then I could just read you the whole dictionary. There's 20 hours of new content right there. Hell, I could count to 30 trillion. You could put that on the box. The Stanley Parable Ultra Deluxe, now with over 1,000 hours of new content. And if... Oh, wait. There's more. Very good. Yes. I knew there had to be something else. Let's see it. I'm ready for whatever it is. That's it? Oh, you've got to be kidding me. You see, Stanley? This is what happens when greedy video game developers with no respect for their fan base rush a cheap expansion to market for no reason other than to make an easy dollar. And don't get me started on the level of craftsmanship that's gone into it. In fact, I'm looking right now at the game's trophies, and it's hard to believe one of them actually says, "Test trophy, please ignore." What quality assurance department signed off on this? I'm infuriated and I'm offended, and I intend to find these people on Twitter and hold them personally accountable. It's my fault, Stanley. I built up too much anticipation around the new content, I'm afraid. It could never have lived up to such expectations. If you're still with me, why don't we just reset the game, and we'll try to get back to what the Stanley Parable is really about. No frills, no gimmicks. Just you and me having a great time together like always. What do you say, friend?
I say I had no choice. What? What?
Psst! Stanley! Come over here! In the vent! I want to show you something!
What's that? Okay.
Okay, you remember how cheap and unsatisfying the new Ultra Deluxe content turned out to be? Well, it got me thinking about the past, and how much better the Stanley Parable used to be. So I made something special and tucked it away here where the game's developers won't find it. Just our little secret. Take a look. I call it the Memory Zone. It's where I've been storing all my favorite memories so I can relive the peak experiences of my life whenever I want. Experiences like the launch of the Stanley Parable on PC. You see, Stanley, doesn't the Memory Zone remind you of how wonderful Stanley Parable was before it was sullied with a cheap PlayStation port? Remember back in October of 2013, when the game originally launched? And over here is where I keep reviews of the Stanley Parable. Like this stunning triumph of games journalism, 10 out of 10 from Destructoid.com. James Stephanie Sterling writes, and I quote, "Where so many games that aspire to be more than games end up less than any form of art, Stanley Parable strives and then succeeds to be every game ever created." Did you hear that, Stanley? Every game ever created. That's how grand and all-encompassing the original Stanley Parable was. It was literally every game ever created. It was Skyrim, it was Persona 3, it was all of them, and now it's nothing. It's no games at all. It isn't even the Stanley Parable anymore. It's just a husk now. A lifeless husk with an hour of new elevator content. Here's another moving passage, this time from GameSpot.com. The Stanley Parable is both a richly stimulating commentary on the nature of choice in games and one that offers some of the most enjoyable, surprising, and rewarding choices I've ever been confronted with in a game. 9 out of 10. Don't you get it, Stanley? The game was perfect. It didn't need anything else. It didn't need new content. All they had to do was transport it in pristine condition along to the PlayStation. Boom, done. And they couldn't even do that. Couldn't resist the urge to go meddling with a beloved franchise.
How do you expect me to get through it?
These were simpler times, Stanley. What I wouldn't give to go back, to have it all over again. Wait, hang on. I don't recall this part of the memory zone before. What's this? What's down here? Oh, no. Oh, God, no, Stanley. It's a collection of reviews from Pressurized Gas, the extremely popular online storefront for computer games. I haven't looked at these in years. I can't even imagine what's been collecting down here. Surely these reviews were glowing as well, weren't they? Honestly, I could not be bothered to play this game to full completion. The narrator is obnoxious and unfunny, with his humor and dialogue proving to be more irritating than entertaining. Unfunny! I'm not trying to be funny. I'm trying to make a serious work of art. I suppose I could write up a handful of gags to insert into the Stanley Parable, but the game is already such a densely layered web of profound philosophical insights that I can't even imagine where I'd have the room to stick them. Okay, let's see what this one says. While the idea for the game is good, for someone who prefers non-linear games, this preachiness gets annoying fast. Preachy? Stanley, I'm not preachy, am I? You can tell me if I'm preachy. Honestly, you can. Oh, goodness. This is actually quite shocking for me. Well, to be honest, I had always thought of the game's dialogue as being rather terse to begin with. You can't know how much fluff I cut from the game to get it to feel as light and airy as it... Well, I always thought it did. But maybe it wasn't. Oh, dear. What an awful memory to have to hold on to. These black marks on my otherwise unimpeachable track record. I feel like a failure. Like I let these people down. Perhaps the Stanley Parable isn't... What's this one got to say? You constantly have to stop doing anything so the narrator can catch up with his long-winded explanations of what's happening. I wish there was a skip button. A skip button? Well, yes. Yes, I think we can do that. If I'm truly too preachy, then maybe letting you skip ahead for just a moment, surely it couldn't hurt. Not if it means we can strike these negative reviews from the record. Only positive reviews of the Stanley Parable. That's my motto today, and it's always been my motto. I'd do anything for the customer, Stanley. Yes, a skip button we shall have. And here it is. Go ahead and give it a shot. I'll pop you forward in time so that the second my incessant droning starts to bore you, with just the push of a button, you'll have zipped right past it. It's what the players have been asking for, and I'm very proud to have delivered. No more listening to me rambling on and on and on. No, 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 no. The Stanley Parable is a game for the people. And if the people want silence, then by goodness, that's what they're going to get. Well, don't sit around waiting for me to shut up. Go ahead and make me shut up. Here, we'll pretend that I've just begun an interminable monologue, and it goes something like this. The story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. That the logic of elimination working backwards, the deduction therefore becomes impossible to manufacture. It went on for nearly 10,000 years, until just yesterday, here and there, forward and back, and never a moment before lunchtime. It can't be. It's the only thing there is. How many billions left until so much more than forever ago? Which is why I say... the story and the choices, or what have you, and therefore by becoming it is, so on and so forth, until inevitably we all until the end of time, at which time everything all at once, so now you see, blah 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 blah. We've eaten too much and it can't be just yet. No, no, until 245. Oh, you're back, you see. You were only frozen in time for a few minutes, but it was plenty of time for me to deliver a long, rambling monologue full of unnecessary verbal flourishes and length. Well, there, sport. You really did catch me rambling on a bit, didn't you? But that's the power of the button. The minute I start to go off on a thoughtless display of self-absorption, it's right at your fingertips to go poof, and it's all over. I can't wait to see what Cookie 9 will say about this, and whether they'll edit the rating of their pressurized gas review, or at least change some of the wording, perhaps. To be honest, I don't even know if one can change their review in the first place. I guess I should become better educated on how exactly pressurized gas works. Perhaps that would have been a smart thing. Okay, welcome back, Stanley. Now, I should say that the amount of time the button has been skipping through is becoming longer and longer. That last one was, well, I want to say maybe 30, 45 minutes? It's not unendurable by any means, but it's, well, there's really only so much I can ramble on to myself about. I know, it's shocking, isn't it? But at any rate... Stanley, please don't push the button again. It's been 12 hours. You've just been frozen there. I don't know why the skips are getting longer, but they're really, truly getting longer, and my God, there's no way out of the room. Stanley, the door is gone. It's completely gone. I've looked at it from every angle. I've checked every one of those walls 1,000 times, and there's no door, Stanley. There's no door. There's just you and the button, and if you keep pressing it, I have no idea what will happen. I have no idea how long I'll be made to sit here, and more than anything else, I don't know how to stop you from pressing the button again. I can't control anything in this room, Stanley. I can't touch it, and I have to believe. Oh, Stanley, you're back. You're back. Oh, my goodness. I have someone to talk to again. Stanley, I think it's been a week. Or 2 weeks. I've been sitting here all that time, just sitting here, not a single person to speak with. And you'd think that that's just how it's always been, right? Me talking... Oh, hello, it's you. You're here again. Welcome. I have had time to think about you and about us and about everything we...
Just waiting for something to appear.
But But they didn't understand the game was never meant to be funny. It was meant to have a point. It was meant to speak to the human condition. But where are the jokes? Where are the jokes? They bemoaned, they screamed, they gnashed their teeth and said, entertain. The end is never the end, 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 is never.
I'm literally just listening to this guy go psycho. It's hilarious. Whoa. Here we go. Okay. Cool beans. Pretty. This game is so weird, dude. I'm scared to find out what's there. Oh, let's go. Please tell me I can press the button again, though. Please. 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 What do I do here? The end is never the end is never the end. Not again.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Sorry, what? New content.
Oh, good. You notice my sign. Yes, I have something very exciting to show you.
The end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never the end is never. It's gonna make me go crazy, I swear. Okay, well, you're putting me in the elevator, okay? So, I've been in this like
You
3
see,
times
Stanley,
already.
I've been reflecting on the Stanley parable and about how roundly disappointing this ultra-deluxe version has turned out to be. The original Stanley parable was a landmark, and any new content for it should live up to that legacy. So forget this ultra-deluxe nonsense. I say we take it one step even further. Which is why I'm very proud to announce for the first time ever, the Stanley Parable 2.
What? The
Yes,
end
you
is never
see,
the end.
isn't this far
Again.
superior to a measly port with a few minor additions? Think of all the new territory we'll cover with a fully fledged sequel. An entirely new experience, built from the ground up. Why, there are so many possibilities. It could go in so many different directions. This is what fans have truly been asking for.
Really?
Calling it the Stanley Parable 2 is just so much catchier than
So,
Ultra
Google
Deluxe, don't you think?
slideshow.
Ultra Deluxe? What does it even mean? But the Stanley Parable 2, now that's an artistic statement right there. It's future-oriented. It screams progress and innovation and long-term franchising potential. Now, to be clear, I haven't quite nailed down what exactly the Stanley Parable 2 is going to be, but let's take a look at some of the features I've been developing for it. I figure that if I can loosely organize a handful of interesting concepts, that surely the game will sort of naturally spring up around them. It'll all work itself out. Here we are. Go on, try out some of the new features.
Mike, I can get
For
a
the
name.
Stanley Parable 2, I asked myself, what do players really want? And of course, the first and most obvious answer is that they want to be individually recognized and validated as people.
Jim.
Sorry, I should have clarified. Right now, the button only says the name Jim. But of course, in the final game, this button will say your name, whatever name that is. Here, let's have you role-play as Jim to really simulate the full experience of this feature. Just play along. I promise you'll love it. Okay, here we go. Let's take a deep breath, clear your mind, forget whoever you are, and simply become a person named Jim.
Jim.
Whoa, hold on. I wasn't finished setting up the backstory. If you don't properly roleplay as Jim, then you'll never understand the impact of this button. Otherwise, it's just a stupid button that says somebody else's name.
That's
Okay,
exactly
we're
what
doing
it
it
is.
again, and this time let me finish first. Now, allow yourself to become Jim. Imagine yourself driving to work as Jim, playing frisbee on the weekends as Jim, staying up all night for a popcorn and horror movie sleepover as Jim, developing a crippling substance addiction as Jim, rediscovering yourself through fringe religious groups as Jim, and finally dying a slow death at an old age surrounded by members of your cult as Jim. Do you feel it in your soul? Are you really, truly Jim right now? If so, then please step forward and press the button.
Jim.
Yes! You see? What a thrill! What a rush! That was you! The button described you. Do it again. Do it again.
Jim.
Ooh, it hits even harder the second time. If this were the only new feature in the Stanley Parable 2, it would still be worth the money. Let's take a break from the Jim button. I'm too emotionally drained from all of this personal validation. I suppose I could allow only people named Jim to play the Stanley Parable 2. That would actually save me the work of finishing this feature.
Infinite free new plus easy trophy. Yes, I would love to have a trophy. Get it here. Pull the lever, receives a new trophy, no more steps. It just works.
Now here's something special. You remember that broken test trophy that got left in the game on accident? Well, I'm developing a technology to simply give you the trophy. Yes. You see, you'll come to this lever, and when you pull it, the trophy will be given to you. It's as simple as that. Okay, perhaps I should have clarified. This is technology that will exist. Right now, the trophy is still fully broken. I'm not a wizard, Stanley, but I guarantee it will be fixed in the sequel to at last satisfy the hordes of ravenous fans all over the world who have been uproariously demanding this feature. Gamers, we hear you, and I promise it will happen.
But I want the trophy. was really looking forward to getting that trophy.
What else? What other exhibits haven't we seen yet?
Whoever that big guy is right there. Collectibles. Oh. Can you find them? 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 I don't know. Oh, so
collectibles. Now it's a real video game. In the Stanley Parable 2, you'll run around gathering up these miniature Stanley figurines. And what's truly innovative is that there will be no reward for collecting all of them. I don't want to stifle the intrinsic joy of watching a number go up. You simply collect all of them, and then you move the hell on with your unremarkable life.
this doesn't look okay. Yippee! Bro, what is this game? Collect them all.
God, it really is the worst when you collect everything in a video game and then they give you a big fancy reward for it. Absolutely tragic.
The jump circle. Oh, darn.
You know what? Let's bring the jump circle back for Stanley Parable 2 as well. It's a... Oh, wait. You already spent all your jumps the first time we saw the jump circle. Oh well. I suppose it can just be a nice decorative piece then.
How about we just up the jumps? You can turn it up, can't you? Okay. Okay. Ooh, what's that? Please, no screenshots.
Okay,
Really?
I'll be honest, I haven't yet decided on this one. I think that in the new version, the office could use a bit of decoration, like balloons. But I'm undecided on Get Well Someday and Happy 12th Birthday. Which would you go with? You know, sometimes when you solicit another person's opinion, it makes you realize that you knew which one you actually really wanted all along. Happy 12th Birthday, step-niece, it is.
Darn. That stinks. Merch.
Or
Seriously.
actually, maybe I should have gone with... No, I've made my decision. We're moving on.
Bro, what is this, dude?
A common complaint of the Stanley Parable was that it was confusing and paradoxical, that it engendered a chaotic sense of reckless despair in those who played it. Well, I'm happy to say that after much consideration, I've engineered a clever solution to this fundamental problem with the game. It's the Stanley Parable Reassurance Bucket. You see, Stanley, anytime you're holding the bucket, a sense of calm and ease will fill your mind and your heart. It's true. As long as you hold on to the bucket, the many disorienting contradictions of the Stanley Parable will feel perfectly normal and perhaps even comforting. You may even come to long for the gentle embrace of jarring cognitive dissonance while the bucket is in your arms. And to be honest, it's a much more convenient solution for me than actually redesigning the game to be less uncomfortable. Can you imagine what a pain in the ass that would be? Yes, the bucket is the perfect solution. Come on, give it a try. Can you feel it? The glow of comfort, even in the face of crushing despair, must already be sweeping through your body. And in fact, can I say that I do believe the bucket lends you an air of charisma as well? I think that just holding it has made you the slightest bit more attractive as a person. The benefits of the bucket seem to go on, don't they? All this and more await you in the Stanley Parable 2.
Can I put it back down and go? Or I'll just take the bucket with me. Okay. What in the... That's new.
Does anyone give out awards for most enjoyable bucket in a video game? That really should be an award if it isn't already.
Sure, pal. This makes no sense, dude. Exit. Okay, there's an exit. Okay, good, good. Oh, wait. Nah, I'm good. I don't want to go through there. Exit. Of course, it's blocked. I can get over it, can't I? Okay, good. Mirror's Edge? Like what?
All right. Have you seen everything you wanted to? Ready to move on now?
What?
So, Stanley, what do you think? Do you like all of the new features? Yes, I know it's not exactly clear yet how exactly these features will come together as one single coherent video game, but I can feel it in my soul. It's going to work. There's definitely a good game in there somewhere. Say, let's do an experiment. I'll arrange these new features together, and we'll see whether or not it coheres into a meaningful gameplay experience. Okay. Are you ready? Here it is. I give you the Stanley Parable 2.
Really?
Well, I mean, there's potential here, right? It's sort of... Okay, never mind. Hold on. Let me do a different arrangement. Okay, yes, this is much better. I feel good about this. Here we go. Version 2. Who am I kidding, Stanley? This isn't a coherent video game at all. It's a lot of gags. And I do very much enjoy creating gags, but they don't add up to anything. I wanted more than anything to create a sequel that would capture all the magic of the first game. I wanted fans to love it. No matter how good these gags are, they won't stand on their own. They would need the structure and the gameplay of the original. Wait, maybe that's it. I can take the original Stanley Parable and simply, well, insert a few of my new features into it. Tastefully, of course. With respect. With care for the vision and integrity of the original game. Would it possibly work? I suppose it could. But it would need a really, really tremendous title screen. A title screen that says with bold and uncompromising conviction, "This is the Stanley Parable 2. Let me see if I can whip something up. All right, perfect. Go ahead. Take a look.
Sure.
Yeah, hop on.
This makes no sense, dude. Alright. Hope you guys enjoyed. For Stanley Parable 2. Next time, peace.